Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thank you for joining me. I thought I'd do a little video called Armageddon Battleground States Predicted. Okay, so I've been getting a lot more come through yesterday and today, and I did a video recently where I picked up that Pennsylvania would go to Biden. At the time that seemed very unlikely because there was Trump was ahead by like, I don't know, 8 or 10% or something, like some incredible amount. And so now I notice today that it's really short and very close between them. It's really got tight, this race. So I do have some predictions on the states that are remaining. So I'm looking at North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Wisconsin. I'm not looking at Alaska, which hasn't been called, but the reason is because it normally goes to the Republicans, and I think that will happen again. And I don't think anyone seriously thinks that Republicans are likely to go to that Alaska is likely to go to the Democrats. Okay, so we won't worry about Alaska today. So let's go to the board. Oh, one thing I did pick up this morning was that Melania was very upset. In one way, she's sort of conflicted because I've had in the past that she really doesn't like this lifestyle and she would like to lead a quieter life, or get out of the public view altogether. But she was very upset, and I could hear her arguing. Like when she argues, she's a bit of a screamer. I was looking at her, she was very upset, and he was very quiet, Trump. He wasn't saying much at all, and she was blaming him. She's blaming him. So that was just a flash out of the blue that I didn't expect. But I thought I'd go through state by state. So here's my board, and we have 5 positions. So the states will be North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Wisconsin. So we'll go like that. I also have the electoral votes, the totals I've worked out. So it's going to be quite a huge gap, actually, surprisingly. Everybody's saying how close it is, when by the time it's all done and dusted and all of the votes are counted, there's quite a gap. The other thing I saw on Fox News today, which was really funny, in one state, in Arizona, they're protesting. Republicans or Trumpsters are protesting because they're saying count all the votes. That's what they're chanting. Count the votes, count the votes. And then in another state, I think it was Michigan, they're counting stop the vote, stop the vote. And it's like, what do you want? You can't have different rules in different states, I just found that so funny. It made me laugh, actually. All right, so let's have a look and see what comes up for the first state, North Carolina. Now, I believe this will go to Trump. I don't think Biden will get this. Okay, let's have a look. North Carolina. North Carolina. All right, closing my eyes now for North Carolina. Trump or Biden? What do I see? Doors opening. I see 2 doors opening up, and Trump's opening one and Biden's opening the other. And then I see, it's funny, it's like Trump, I don't know what this means, I've never seen it before. Trump's cloned himself. He's sitting on a chair already inside the room, and yet he's opening the door to the room. So I don't get that, but he's already there. And Biden is the first to open the door between him and the second Trump, but the first Trump's already sitting in there. So that does say to me that North Carolina, that Trump will get it. King of Swords will get it. Okay, so this is somebody, and if you followed me, you'll know I always say the same thing about this card. It's the card of the lawyer. Lawyers, they have that sort of ruthless, cut and dried type of approach. It could be that that Biden does ask for a recount or something like that, or some legal action for North Carolina. But I think that Trump prevails, okay? Even if Biden tries to do the legal action, it won't, this is about the lawyers fighting here for North Carolina. So my gut feeling is this is usually someone who's ruthless, someone analytical. I don't think it's Trump himself, actually. I think it's people working on his behalf, because I wouldn't characterise him as a King of Swords type of energy. They usually have a lot of analytical ability, and that's not his strong suit. So, and that's not a judgment I'm making, that's just an observation. He's got other things that he's very strong on. He's very magnetic, he's got some psychic ability. He can pull crowds, he can promote, he's good at telling a great story. He's got other things going for him. Analytical ability isn't one of them. So these are people working on his behalf, but it's the lawyers, but I just don't think that Biden's got a chance there. Alrighty, so next one is Pennsylvania, and as I mentioned, I think this will go to Biden, but let's see what the cards say. Okay, I'm going to go with that card there. Close my eyes now. What do I see? Pennsylvania. I know why. I see the train station. So I think in New York, now I have been here, but I just can't remember because I've been to the States lots of times, but I've actually only been to New York once or twice. And I think there's Pennsylvania Street Station. I see that, and I don't know why. So, but at the very least, a train is about being on track, and I've predicted that goes to Biden. Let's see what the card says. Okay, the Four of Pentacles. Okay, it's a long drawn out thing. Okay, this is not going to be resolved quickly. We've got some more time, several days at least before we hear, I think, for Pennsylvania. There's a lot of challenges. There's this mountain in the background. A mountain is always a challenge. There's these steep gorges on either side, but there's a way through for Biden. So it's who gets this is whoever's spent the most money in that state, or whoever has the most money, because money's tied up with this. So I would say that's to do with the advertising, and whoever's had the ability to spend and promote. Okay, next one, Georgia. Georgia's very, very close now. It wasn't, but now it is. And I'm predicting that this goes to Biden as well. Let's see what card comes out. This one's stronger. Okay, close my eyes. What do I see for Georgia election results? Oh, they're going to Biden. I see angel feathers, angels, angel wings. The angels are really at work. I don't know much about Georgia. I've never been to Georgia, and I get the feeling there are a lot of people praying down there. Is it a religious state perhaps, or is it a very spiritual state perhaps? I don't know anything about it, but I just see it's like the angels have been called in to help with Georgia. The card that comes up, the Hangman. More delays to find out. Now, I would have thought we'd find out today. We probably will find out today in Australia, but because of the time difference, if you're in America, you'll probably find out tomorrow. So it's not like it's going to happen like in the next few hours. You'll have a result, but there's just a bit more waiting. And I know it feels like, waiting, you've been waiting forever. But look, here in Australia, we've had elections where we've had to wait, a couple of weeks sometimes. Rarely are our elections ever decided on the day. It has to be a real thrashing for us to find out on the same day. And so, usually it's a day or two later, but I can remember plenty of times we've had to wait weeks. So delays on Georgia, but I do call that for Biden as well. Okay, Nevada is the next one. Nevada. I have been there. I've been to Nevada, I think, 3 times. I've been through it on Amtrak, actually. I went from LA up to Chicago. All right, Nevada. Look at the energy around Nevada. And Biden's chances in Nevada. What do I get there? I'm in a tunnel. It's dark. It's going around and around. It's like a washing machine, what I'm seeing. You know, things being cleaned up. Washing machine, like cleaning. It's a bit of chaos or a storm, perhaps, or maybe even a hurricane. I don't know if you get hurricanes there, but certainly windy weather, which wind means thoughts, people changing their minds. Okay, so lots of chopping and changing in Nevada. The card that comes out is the 3 of Wands. This is 3 people who are very passionate. So groups of people, you could say. Groups of people who are very passionate. And all of this, it can even be like arguments and conflict. But you know what? It is sorted. So although there is disagreement and things can get heated, it is sorted. So I feel like Biden will get it. There could be some writing there, or there could be some strong disagreements, but eventually it's going to go to Biden. Okay, last one that I want to look at is Wisconsin. It's already being called, I think, for Biden. Let me just see. Wisconsin, 0.7. Okay, only 99% counted, so only 1% left to count. So this could be a recount coming up for Wisconsin. And let's have a look what the cards have to say. Going with that one there. Closing my eyes. Wisconsin, Biden, blue skies. Now, never been here either. I've been to America so many times. I must go to the same places all the time, though, I think. I see lakes. So is it on the... Do the Great Lakes join Wisconsin, I wonder? I see big lakes, okay? This is about energy that's being contained, subconscious forces coming up from the earth. So the earth is our body. The lakes are our subconscious part, you know, water, anything to do with emotions and water, insight and awareness. The card that comes up is the 6 of Cups. That's all about happiness, abundance, and things going your way. It's sort of like a pretty happy, lucky sort of card. See all these flowers down here? This is a swing. It could have been a big swing to Biden in Wisconsin. I don't know the actual figure. You can let me know in the comments if you know, if he's had a swing towards him. I don't know who holds Wisconsin, but I feel like he's going to get that. So out of those battleground states, and you know, there's been a spiritual war going on. I've actually been seeing it for some years on and off, like fighting in the spiritual realms and the angels fighting with swords, like some sort of scene out of the Bible, which is why I've called this Armageddon Battleground state predictions, because of what I've been seeing over the past few years. But out of all those states that are left, those 5 states, I feel like 4 of them are going to Biden. And North Carolina is the only one that Trump will prevail. So I actually looked at the electoral votes, and it comes out at 316 votes for the Democrats and Trump 229. So although that's not a thrashing, that's a solid lead to the Democrats. So it ends up not being as close. When all this is done and dusted and the litigation's been dealt with and all of that, and so down the track, it's a solid lead to the Democrats. You know, it's I don't know that you call it a blue wave. That might be too strong to say. Maybe not. But this is not going to be as close, you know. And like I said, Alaska is going to be Republican, so I haven't even included that. That's only worth 3 votes in any case. I hope today here in Australia we get some news about Nevada, or perhaps Georgia. Georgia's still waiting. It could be some further delay there that we don't know about. Now I'm just going to close my eyes and see what I can see to see if there's anything else. Okay, anything else for the US elections that I need to tell people? They're showing me a swing. The swing is swinging back and forth. Now the swing swings to the back and it just stays there. It's just sort of like in the air at the back. It's not swinging anymore. So we had this going, and then it just went up and it stayed. And so I feel like the only way to interpret that is that Biden, it's going back and forth between Biden and Trump for some states, and then it finally settles, and it settles on Biden. I see a whole lot of gold coins around that. That's the masculine energy, gold, and coins are about transformation. So the male, divine masculine energy comes in there. And oh right, now I know what I'm seeing. People who bet with the bookies, I don't know what you call them over there in the States. We call them bookies or bookmakers. So these are the people that are licensed to take bets. I see bookmakers paying out heaps and heaps of money. I did hear last night, somebody wrote in one of the comments, thank you very much, that the bookmakers here in Australia were already paying people who had bet on Biden. They were already paying them out here in Australia. So I haven't checked that, but somebody wrote that. Okay, all right, anything else? Swirling. That's been a bit of a theme, the swirling, and in a recent video I did of the US, and it was called The True Colours of the US Elections. There was so much swirling, and I'm seeing that still. People chopping and changing their minds because hurricanes, air, wind, it's all about the mental realms. So what's probably going to happen is, as the results become more clear, you'll see the members of the Republican Party, change positions. They'll want to distance themselves from Trump. You'll see, chopping and changing of positions, and, people changing their minds. If you've been fixated on a certain outcome and that's not happening, or that doesn't happen, then you're going to have to rejig your thinking, because you may have spent some considerable time in thinking that Trump's going to win, and then all of a sudden he hasn't. And so it's going to be a gradual letdown, because the next thing that happens is that there will be litigation. And Trump did say that. First he sort of inferred it, and then he come out right and said that he would litigate. And so, but I do feel the courts will deal with that very quickly. Okay, they have no desire to prolong decisions. And so, he might get some minor wins, but they won't be anything of substance that will change the outcome. Mail-in voting is here to stay, and there's already been litigation and court decisions about mail-in voting in the past. So it's no use saying get rid of mail-in voting, because it's not going to happen, okay? Maybe the way around it is to change the procedures of mail-in voting or something like that. That might be possible. So yeah, if you've been a supporter of Trump, now you're going to have to rejig, and change your mind about something, or rejig your thinking. And it's not easy. Maybe get some bush flower essences that will help you sort of readjust to the new reality, because that's what it's all about now. We're going into a new era, and it's a new reality. So, that's not easy, because your mind is set in a certain way, and the mind becomes the actual brain becomes very set. And so those neuronal networks and those pathways in your brain, they're set down a certain way. And if you have to change them, it takes effort and energy and sugar. So try not to eat too many sugary things. But the brain uses a lot of calories and a lot of sugar to lay down new neuronal networks. And people that have supported Trump are going to have to do that. You know, it's not easy. You're going to have to relearn something, you know, and adjust to the new reality. And honestly, the other thing I've noticed is a lot of fearful comments about if the Democrats get in. Look, honestly, you know, I had a comment, lady say, oh, they're going to come after me. Oh, like, why? Why does anybody care? Like, what did you do that makes people want to come after you? You know, you don't need to be frightened, honestly. I'm telling you the truth. You know, make a new reality for yourself. You can do it. Okay, so that's it. I do hope this was helpful for you. Sorry if it's not good news. I really am, actually. I sincerely wish all of you well, even, you know, no matter who you support. And so I just, you know, let me know in the comments if you've got any questions, and I just want to wish you well anyway. Okay, if you're new, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll be back again tomorrow. I've got to get the December horoscope started. Just so much happening, isn't there? Okay, thanks again, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.